Oh, it doesn't want to work here. Crap. Yep, you got me trying to do too much here. I can't get into this, I believe. Crap. Audio with just your avatar. Yeah, I'd like to know if I could get that worked out, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, do it in your free time. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to this live stream real quick. We tried that though. Yep, I got the links and I got them wrote down. So I will show you some things though if I can go into another page. Let's see, that's that. I'm gonna go into another page. Oh, why did I even click on that? I don't even know why I did that. Let's see. So this is what's odd here about the whole Falcon thing, okay? And I'll tell you what I did. I stopped at a truck stop and I was like, I want to check this out. I want to know what's really going on, you know, what the real deal is. And so I picked up a paper and let's see what I did with it though. I'll go into Twitter real quick. It's like they were recruiting. I think they were running like a pyramid scheme, if that makes any sense. I think they were trying to recruit a bunch of drivers to cover what money they weren't making. So we're going to check out their page on there real quick if I can. But I did grab a couple of papers. Leave this on top of it. I need to move the laptop. But what you got a view of right now, by the way, this is my cigars. And let's see. Oh, I'm fixing to grab one and I'm gonna put my laptop up there. So for right now, I had one picked out. Yeah, this little short. This is a Java by Drew Estate. A Java by Drew Estate. That's fixing to happen. This thing, it says at the bottom like Maduro. Just don't get the mint one. So I'm fixing to have that. And I got hot wings that I'm got sitting up there and been neglecting on this. But I wanted to go to Twitter real quick and let's see. Let's see if I can go here real quick. There we go. That's the right one. And we're going to look up. I gave him a hard time there. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's the item not logged in yet. Let's see, username. Now, let's see if I can't get this worked out. Yeah, see, this is what I put up. This was what I put up about them going under. Was Falcon Transport in Youngstown announces sudden closure. Okay, made an abrupt announcement over the weekend. They're officially closing. This was it's Saturday at 5 o'clock. Okay, so I mean, who's gonna be up for that, right? You know, and they had a big automotive freight account hauling hauling parts, and then a plant closed and moved some people. They had all their eggs in one box, basically, in one basket. You know, you don't do that. But that's pretty much was their bread and butter. And then they tried to hang on by hauling regular freight, but it's at Falcon Trucks. And so I'm going to click on the at Falcon Trucks real quick and try to go there. Okay, so check this out. This is Falcon on Twitter. Okay, they still have a page up here. They've got 293 tweets, 245 following. I mean, if they could have done as good with their trucking business as they did with their tweets, you know, maybe they'd be in business. But 292 followers, 38 likes. This is what they got right here. And I'm gonna go into this in a second. It just seems odd to me that a company that's, you know, actively recruiting, I think they were running almost like a pyramid scheme to try to make up for what they really didn't have. And I'll zoom in on this just a bit. Let's see. Right about there. Okay, so check this out. So this is the Mid-America Truck Show on February the 28th. Maybe you can't read that date, but on February 28th, as far as anybody knew, they were at the Mid-America Truck Show trying to recruit drivers and saying that they had a business model, okay? So I think it's kind of like a pyramid scheme. I think they were running low on money, and they figured if we get more and more drivers in here, we'll make money, you know, and there you go. Like, seems to me, like I said, it's just kind of crazy. There's a few things I found out from some other people, and I'll tell you, get into it in a second here. Okay, man, needing a little bit more fresh air too. Let me go back where I was writing those thing out, but let's see. Yeah, so it's my understanding, from what I've been told, if this is right, that they were carrying stamped metal parts on flatbed for the Chevy Cruze. And then I guess the one plant shut down. I'm not sure what was going on with Chevrolet, but they had a problem, a business. They had well, you might say they had some personal issues before they were owned by Counterpoint Capital Partners LLC, which currently owns them, and that's a conglomerate group of people out of California. One of them, who my understanding is used to be in safety, but they're now part owner of Counterpoint. Basically, the owner, this company's been in business for over 100 years, and I've been told that they're expected to actually come back and be something else Falcon, something to do with a Falcon or something else, you know, that they're just going to go out of business for a little bit and maybe get like a $80,000 tax break credit by doing this or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they're wanting to sell off all the trucks or what they have. I don't think they own them. They were leasing a lot of them and renting a lot of them from Penske. Penske's going to have tow trucks all over the place trying to haul them. But a regular tow truck can't just come up to you and say, hey, I'm repoing this. And a lot of places aren't in that type of business anyways. Even if they had a tow truck called on you and you said, no, I don't want to do it. They're like, look, we don't even do repos. We thought this was just a tow. You know what I mean? They'll tell you that because they don't want no trouble. They got plenty of money to make just hauling other stuff. But now Penske, having interest in their own trucks that they lease to them, that's one thing. But I'm going to give you a little bit of intel. And there's a few people on YouTube. I'm not going to say that they're not in any way smart. Some of them are pretty smart. I'm not going to say that they're flat out wrong, even though they're kind of giving some misinformation about a few things. I'm going to give you what I know. I know that you can put more than one lien on a vehicle. Just because a company that leases a vehicle has a lien on it does not mean, like, I've had the title to a truck. I don't have the one for this one yet. It's not paid off yet, but I've had several different titles, and the back of it has lien 1, lien 2, lien 3. Now, you can get those in consecutive order, and then you can buy a new title to have a clean title, clean looking title, even though it's clean, without someone doing the research and having to find out that it is a clean title. You can go and order another title. Or, just like a house can have a first mortgage and a second mortgage, or in a third mortgage and a fourth mortgage, you can be mortgaged to the hilt on a truck. You can have more than one lien on one truck if you wanted to. So there are companies out there that if they have a leased truck to you, if you're leasing it and they owe you money, whether even if it's down to the fuel in the tanks, I mean, you don't have to lose like everybody's saying you have to lose. You may be required to return that truck. There's no reason you can't stop, though, and go to the county that you're in, because that's where they'd have to fight you at, okay? Just like a mechanic's lien, go in there, and you can, Icon put, driver, your papers are 2 corn dogs. Yeah, corn dogs, because my logbook's out of date. So I unplugged it. No, so basically, if you wanted to, you go ahead and talk to a lawyer and get legal advice. I'm not going to give you legal advice, but what I would do is, on the way to returning it, I would stop by the local tag place, talk to them, talk to a lawyer, and then go to the courthouse and file a lien. You have to have some kind of paperwork on it as far as the VIN number. So just bring the insurance card. You know what you have to have in your logbook. Bring your book. It'll have the registration, all that stuff. And put a lien on the truck. Now, it doesn't mean you own the truck. It doesn't mean they can't fight you for that lien in court and make you prove that they owed you money, which is a great thing, because they'll pay the court costs and the filing fees, and then you could sue them for your lawyer fee, even if he does it off the bat pro bono or for a percentage, and sue the piss out of them. And then you can, because they want their $200,000 truck back. They want that truck back, okay? So what you do is, you go get a lien on it. If the lawyer says, you first get legal advice, then you can go do what I said I would do, which is get a lien, and then you give them the truck back, because you have to have possession of the truck. It has to be in your possession. They may even have to see it out front of the courthouse or whatever and say, yep, he's got possession of the truck and they owe him money, let's give him the lien. Then you could give it back to him, and they could keep it and they could run it forever. But if they ever try to sell it, which they'll be doing very shortly, they have to pay off all liens before they can legally sell it. And you have a lien against it. So instead of them selling that $200,000 truck or leasing it to another company or anything, it has to be free and clear on liens. Because no one wants to lease a truck that you could foreclose on that lien and take that truck away from their business. It has to be clear, even to lease to another. So you see what I'm saying? The lawyer that I spoke with on this, because yes, I contacted a lawyer, he's out of Chicago, but he said, that's okay, we are nationwide, because I was calling for one in Youngstown, Ohio, where Falcon transports out of. And the guy told me, he says, yeah, we do have an office in Youngstown, Ohio, and that's why I answered the phone, and we are, nationwide, and we know each laws in each state, that we are in many states, is what he said. So, basically, his lawyer's office told me this. He was a bankruptcy lawyer. And he said, yeah, of course you can have more than one lien on a truck, and yes, you can get a lien on it, and in certain circumstances, they will allow it. And he says, I know one of them is a mechanic's lien, and the other one would likely be something like this. And he says, if a judge approves it, yeah. So if the judge approves it, you've got yourself a lien. And then they'll have to pay you $8,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever, pretty much what you ask for. Or they'll have to go to a long, drawn-out court battle while that truck sits and they still make the payment on it. What do you think's going to happen? First off, any company in the United States knows it costs about $3,500 to $4,000 now to have a lawyer take you to court. They will settle all day long for $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, no matter what it is. Okay, even if you don't have a perfect case, they'll settle because it costs them that much to send a lawyer up there. Okay, Now you're talking that much money that it costs for the lawyer, plus they're making this payment to Freightliner every day, and that truck's got to sit. Because if there's a lien on it, they may actually have to have it impounded. So at that point, you could say, hey, I've got a lien on that truck. I don't want nobody driving it because they might wreck what I have as a vested interest in this vehicle right here. So there could be some stuff there. Talk to a lawyer. Don't listen to a word I say. Take this as just my opinion. However, I'm not giving any legal advice. However, I'm telling you I talked to a lawyer, and he told me, yeah, as long as the judge will sign off on it, you got it. You can get the lien. Then you go further, and they're going to want to clear that lien. So don't listen to people talking about you're going to lose the fuel you had in it if you was leasing it or whatever and all that stuff. Also, you can drive it home. The insurance is paid 6 months to 3 months, 6 months, year increments, probably 6 months a year, just like a car. And let's see, can I put a lien on your truck? You have to have physical possession of a truck. So if you think you can physically possess, there's demons that have tried to get in this truck and can't get in this truck. You can't possess this truck. It's unpossessable, for real. There's a Bible in here too, so it can't be possessed. So anyways, like I was saying, you if you're leasing a truck from them, you're not going to lose your fuel. You write down how much you think the fuel in that tank's worth from before you started to travel home. Start from before how much fuel you had when everything got shut down, okay? And then take a picture of the gauge if you have to. Take video of the truck. Definitely, take pictures when you drop it off that, hey, everything's good. Here's the address. Here's the truck number, all that stuff. It's right here. It's back. But before that is when you do the lien. So you're not keeping them from their equipment. Oh yeah, they got a bigger lien than you got. You just kind of whatever. But honestly, a mechanic's lien can hold it. You might even drop it in a mechanic shop and say, hey, I'm thinking something might be wrong with something. You know what I'm saying? How about you get a lien on it too? Let's everybody get liens on it, right? They'll have to pay everybody off. You know what I'm saying? Looks like it's smoking from something. Have it checked out. And if they think that they need to have work done on it, and you can't call dispatch to get it paid, they're going to have to take out a lien, aren't they? Might be for something like a taillight. Go from a $5 taillight to a $10,000 lien pretty quick, right? You're talking storage fees and all that. So check this out. Don't listen to anybody that says that you absolutely are going to lose every penny you have into the truck. They're going to have to pay you back every penny. You keep records of every penny. Write that stuff down. Another thing is, if you're stuck on the road and if you happen to be one of those drivers, I've talked to a couple of people that have talked to a couple of people, I've got a lot of intel from them. Like I said, they owe you what you cost you to get home, your lost wages for time, what they back owed you, the fuel in the truck, if you had a radio in the truck and whatever, anything you want to write it all down. And then talk to a lawyer, talk to a judge, try to get a lien, do that. Then if they need the property back, I don't know if the courthouse will hold it for you. I don't know who would do what, but as long as you have possession and the amount of time it took for you to put a lien on it, they have a lien. You know what I'm saying? So they can come and tow it from you, but you've got a lien, you can come and tow it from them later. It is what it is. You can play checkers with it, move it from, but basically once they have it, just make sure that you understand they can't sell it. They can't do anything with it, and they're making payments on it because you have a lien. So, but back to the original company, this Falcon Transport. There was an owner. They've been in business like hundreds of years, about 100, 115 or something, whatever it has been. And as it turns out, the owner that inherited the business, evidently had an office. And evidently he was married, but there was a girl there. And evidently there were blinds on the office, but there was also a camera that could see some things. And so basically I think that his ex got something like maybe it was a total of 60 million, and one got 30 million, the other one got 30 million, had to sell the business, and then the conglomerate bought it, which was Counterpoint Capital Partners LLC out of California. It's a brokerage firm, and I guess that one of the safety guys wound up being new part owner or something like that. Then, this is my understanding. This is just what I'm told. Like I said, this is just all speculation and opinion, and nothing's based in fact. But yeah, you just hear what I'm saying. So, the total was something like, for the company, 27 million plus 25 to 40 million in assumed debt and other assets and stuff. Over 60 million changed hands, split 30 million apiece. And so now that they're out and they've left drivers, with owing them 3 weeks of checks, a month's worth of checks, 2 weeks worth of this kind of stuff. Basically, it's a mess. They owe some people 2 months back pay. They will have to pay them first by law. And there's also a law that says you're supposed to give 60 days before you close a company because you have more than so many employees. I don't know if it's 50 or 100 or 200. I don't know. But they put out of work, I want to say it was like 690 or something employees, and I think 600 of them were drivers, or however it worked out. And I know what happens when they do this is they lock the gate. It's even difficult to drive the truck back. They turned off everybody's fuel card. That's the first thing they did. They told everybody cease any work activities because they were going under. They didn't say how you're going to get home. They didn't give you a plane ticket. They didn't do anything for you. There's other companies out here who are willing to pick you up and recruit you. They'll put you on a bus and get you to their terminal. They'll do all these things. Go to the back of the truck stop, get the cards, call them up, and tell them you're a Falcon driver. They understand you're not going to have proof that you was Falcon. If you give them your last check stub or whatever, they'll probably just take you on right away. But there's 600 of them. One is still trying to get somewhere from, I think one was trying to get a ride from Tennessee, one was trying to get a ride. They're all trying to get home. There's a bunch of them that even on a Saturday were still out on the road, even though supposedly a lot of it was local work. I think they need to track down all their trucks and all their drivers and, find the drivers and that kind of stuff. But like I was saying, there's already lawsuits filed, and they're going to get to keep their 401k because they can't really take that, I guess. But I guess some percentage of some things will be taken from them. They'll lose their insurance on their health insurance and any life insurance. They'll lose stock. But like I was saying before, your truck insurance is paid so you can drive it. The tag is good, but you're really not supposed to be hauling freight at that point. But I guess they would let you continue to haul the load that you're under till whatever. But since there's nobody responsible for that, so you can't just leave it at a truck stop, or that's abandonment. You got to take it somewhere. You could actually, if you only have enough gas to get somewhere, you could drive it and call the state patrol and say, where would you have me safely park this thing? You might even leave it at a scale house, because as crazy as that sounds, that's a safe haven. If you can't get no further and you don't have fuel for it, you can't get no further. I would take pictures of it there. I would definitely, carry yourself there, well, and maybe even get in contact with someone and make arrangements with Penske to meet them there for a tow. But like I was saying, I'd try to get a lien on the thing. That's what I would do. That's just me personally. And you can have as many liens as possible. The back of a title has room for many, many liens, and it can go further than that. You can make them type up two titles. Nobody would give you more than 2 or 3. There's a place back there for 4. Usually they're consecutive, not at the same time, but you can have multiple mortgages and you can have multiple liens on one vehicle if it's worth it. So if one person's getting on a $100,000 vehicle, a $50 lien, then another $100 lien, then a $100 lien, it's within realm of possibility to have almost infinite amount of liens. There you go. But yeah, so what happened was they split. They sold to this company here that's a conglomerate. They're probably going to open it back up and get some kind of tax break or something and still haul freight, who knows. But they lost their tail because they had all these contracts with GM, and that plant closed up, and they offered for those people to have jobs if they want to move, or if they want to stay, they can't help them. Some people moved, some people stayed, and they just closed up a plant. So all those stamped bodies weren't needing to go there anymore, and that was their bread and butter. Then they tried to haul general crappy freight and that kind of thing, but they were still hiring recently. And this is their Twitter page, and I made a comment on it because they talked about, look, hashtag money, 285 a day, regional lanes and all this stuff. New profile pic because they changed from the old Falcon to the new Falcon. They were putting under new management. We're pleased to welcome at Falcon Trucks to the family of trucking companies who are using CDLjobs.com. Okay, so CDLjobs.com had them up until a certain date, 1st of May, 2018. Okay, so that was in 2018. That's a ways back. We're going to go further here. This was January 27th of this year. Like, they were still actively recruiting even up until, that's February 28th. And then this is Matt's 2019, February 28th. Okay, even then they were trying to recruit, and it was like a pyramid scheme. Because if they get enough people in the bottom, even though they're hauling crappy freight, they could make the person at the top still have money. And then everybody got fired. Some of these guys are new drivers. Some of these guys never drove a truck before, and they've never been in this, and they don't know what to do. They're shell shocked, you know, and they're like, how'd this happen? You know, I don't have money for Greyhound or a credit card for Enterprise or Uber to pick me up or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. They're stuck. So this is a big deal because they stranded 600 and something drivers everywhere. Yes, a lot of them have probably gone home. No, they haven't all. And so they're running out of fuel for sure for idling or anything like that, and they cut off their fuel card that day. So your best bet is to try, I would say, to get in touch with Penske and ask them what their plans are for that truck unit number. Maybe they'll do like Freightliner and say that they would give you money and a train ticket. Let's see. I would give their drivers a ride. Yeah, Icon. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people will. And I've looked at it like there's companies that want to recruit them straight from the truck stop. And they're like, or wherever they're at. But they have to be able to make contact too, and they need to know who. And I don't know that I have any people follow me, but you could tell them about it. You could share this video, or you could just tell them about it. If you're at any truck stop, I'm gonna tell you, I'm hawking the truck stop. If I go through there, I go all the way up and down the line, look for something that says Falcon. And then if I see one that's been abandoned or whatever, I'll say, hey, well, where's the driver to this truck? And I'll write down the unit number, and you can write down the unit number, you write down the tag, and get in touch with Penske and Freightliner, or if it's international, get in touch with them and say, this is the truck. And if it has the VIN on the side, you could definitely do it like that. You can say, this truck was sitting in this truck stop. Can you tell me, do you have plans for this driver, and has he already made it home? You could try to find out somehow. One guy got in touch with some people that some of the people who were on at Falcon are on Facebook or on social media, and you can get in touch with them. There's a few pages to help you out, but I wanted to show this Twitter because I wanted to back engineer the disaster. I wanted to see when they thought they might. It looks to me like about February 28th being the last thing they did this. Maybe March. You know, it's just now April. Maybe the first of this month they knew. But they're supposed to give by law, I think it's like 30 or 60 days notice to employees when they know that they're going to go under. But the CEO is always trying to make the money at the top. But if it's a conglomerate, 5 or 6 people, well, let me tell you what happened when Aero Trucking did this. Aero Trucking did this to their drivers. There was another company too, but just as a prime example. The CEO had he made everybody mad with this because he had just put up there some kind of a trip to Aspen, Colorado or something. Like, I don't know if he was skiing out there. It was some kind of maybe a beach. I think it was Aspen, Colorado, a snow trip. Something. Bragging about how he had this and that and showing nice stuff. And it turns out he was embezzling from the company because he should have been putting money and paying the drivers, but he was taking too much off the top. So, because you have a set salary you can make, and then maybe for spending expenditures, you're not supposed to. As a corporation, you're not supposed to do that unless they're warranted. You know, like maybe a lease car, but not, you know, a limo and a Ferrari and go into the baseball game every 5 days. So, he's in prison right now. So, these people right here need to be in prison. We'll find out what happens. But he's in prison, and he was up for parole, and they denied it for early early, release. And then he was up again. They denied that. Let's see. This thing blowing in the back. My air, something's going on. Oh, that's my power inverter back there. So he's been under the jail. He's in like Flynn, the old-fashioned way of being in like Flynn, and so he's not getting out. And that's where these people need to be. They suck for that, for having America worry about drivers when we could be doing other things. It slows down productivity. It makes us worry about other people. You can't run your business, and now we got to run your business for you, basically. Oh, but they probably claimed this many earnings last year, and they're doing great, a 5-figure, 6-figure, 10-figure, whatever, and then they give their company employees a $25 Walmart card or something, right? So all these drivers probably ran their tails off for this company. Now, I'm going to get off their page. They don't even deserve me showing that much, but I did want to show that. It looks like 67 photos and videos. So what I wanted to get into was, and they have older trucks. They have one that has a Falcon all over it, and they have other trucks that are blue. So sorry, I will try to get into, let's see here. Sorry, a little water. But I hope everybody else is doing good. And by the way, they're out of Youngstown, Ohio. And I spoke with a lawyer up there. He's out of Chicago, but they go to Youngstown. No, I'm not sick. I got a little hot. It's kind of this pollen, and also I was talking. I hadn't had any water, so I'm sitting here, just kind of letting my truck not idle so you can hear what I'm saying too. Now I got the window down. I'm getting some fresh air in here. It's all good. But they, like I said, there was a whole money thing with that company, and it was a mess. And then they sold out, and then they had good freight until that automotive plant shut down. And that's the thing about automotive. I used to haul automotive, and I got ripped off by them where they said that they were going to pay me anytime I had to sit for 24 hours. It was by the day. So they're supposed to pay you by the day, even if they don't use you. Well, we got paid some detention time, and then at the end of it all, they back charged us somehow for detention time, and I was leased to a company at the time, and that ripped me off. Plus, they didn't pay us like the last 2 days that they had us on hold and didn't tell us that the project was over. And I'm not going to get into the name of the company, but that was wrong. Automotive companies always do that. Anytime you're hauling their freight, they will always cut you off at the end, and it makes them, thousands to millions more. So it could be, 50 trucks out there, and they'll cut them all off. So they're well known for doing that. It's happened several times to me. So that's just one of the things that you run into messing with them. But let's see here. Okay, getting off of them for a second, I did want to go into something else, and I don't know if I can bring up a picture of it, of that thing in where that driver was. I will say this real quick. Let me see if I can get up the I-20 bridge. That I just had to deal with, that was closed, and the whole road was closed. Let's see. That's the wrong state. We need Alabama. Let's see. Replacement. Warren Road. That's I might have to search it like this. I-20 and I-59 basically is closed. The whole bridge is out. They took the whole bridge out in Birmingham. It closes for a year. That was on January 22nd. So to start next week, and so this was also, see, March, wait a second, March 6, 2019, but on January 22nd, in March, we're going to go with where it started, but it stopped on January 22nd. They've closed down I-20 and I-59. So I'm going to go through a few things if you're going to be doing this, because this is what it looks like. There's only pilings, and there is no, there's columns. There is no bridge. The whole road is just cut off. There's no more I-20, I-59. I know it sounds crazy. So I had to deal with that. Okay, if you're going west, let's see where I wrote down everything here on this notepad. It got kind of crazy. After that, I had a driver helping me out, and thank God for him, because he takes that road every day. Let's see, I was Broadway. Where did I write this down at? I could just about tell you, but I want to make sure it's right. It was like Highway 79. Let's see. This may be the wrong notebook that I've grabbed here. Okay, I'll just tell you this until I can find this here. It's not in this one. Let's see, Huntsville. I really did wrote down a good way to tell you to get in and out of there, and I don't think that I've got it on another notepad or not. Here, let's try this one. Probably this one. Let's see. Yeah, okay, if you're taking I-20 west, it's closed in Birmingham, and you cannot even make it to I-65. Okay, so you could go around the bottom end of 459 and get to 65. You could go over the top end and take 59 south, and then take 59 to the last exit before you get to 20. And that was, let's see, I want to say, let's see, is that the right exit? 128 and Tallapoosa? I'm pretty sure that's right. So that's 79 north. Okay, let's see. I'll take that QX80. Oh, the one on the right, the car, yeah. So you could take Tallapoosa exit 128. That's 79 north off of I-20. Okay, and you could also take 59. It says together. So 128 exit, Tallapoosa, 79 north. Take 79 north. I think it's like 4 or 5 miles up there to Pine Hill, and turn left onto Newcastle, which is also 130. And then you can take 130 straight. Don't worry about a detour, just take it straight to 65 north. That 65 north takes you out on 65 at around exit 266, which is Walker Chapel Road, exit 266 on 65 north. They're talking about making that a no truck route. Let's see, state DOT site will have all the info on it. Yeah, but you're not on the state DOT site when you're on a state road. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to put this out there, because I'll tell you, their little detour is down there on I-20 that goes off of Callaway, and that's a nightmare, and it's narrow for trucks. And every truck I've talked to is like, man, this way's much better. So like I said, if you get off at 128 exit, Tallapoosa exit, take 79 north, Pine Hill, turn left on Pine Hill, about 4 miles up, and then go to Newcastle and turn left again, and then you go straight. That's 130 also. You go straight to 65 north, and it dumps you out on 65 north at about exit 266 on 65 north. So if you can, coming from the west going east, if you can get to 65 north off either 78 or whatever, it's better than Callaway. So you do what you want to do on that one. But if you're tired of messing around down there, you can go 65 north to exit 266, and then you're going to turn right there and go east on Walker Chapel. Go down and turn right. You know, that Walker Chapel Road is also pretty much Newcastle. You're going to turn right onto Pine Hill, and then you're going to turn right again on 79 south, and then get back down, so to 20 east. But they've got pile drivers, and they're still driving pilings down there, and the bridge is completely out. So they're talking about making the way I was talking about just now into a no truck route, but it's not yet, and it will be a while before they did that. But they're talking like a year total. So a year from, you know, well, this was March 6th when they started the work. I was told something kind of odd about this situation, which is why I wanted to bring this up now. So somebody who knows more than I do, a lot more than I do about this kind of thing, was telling me that basically that there's a company that was set up to actually change this and do this work, and they had built the bridge, and they were supposed to get like $1 million for the contract, and then they put a test truck up there, and the test truck, actually I wrote down what they call it, because I'm not that, you know, in the know on that, but hey man, we got people that are, you know. And I'll get into another story next too about what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, but let's see what we got here. I want to get the exact numbers on this one, because like I said, you can't even remember all this stuff that I've got. It's a lot to it. Let's see. Go into this. Let's see. Okay. Basically, they have a test truck that's called a catback system, because it's like it's owned by Cat Scales. Catback system. It's a trailer that's got like 8 or 10 axles with steel plates, and it's just supposed to be heavy. It looks like a flatbed or drop deck, like a lowboy, but it's 140,000 to 150,000 pounds. So the original person that was supposed to work on this bridge, they tested it with this catback system, and it started to crack everywhere. So at that point, instead of the construction guy that was over the project, the owner of the company that to build this bridge, instead of him clearing about $1 million on the job, they had to figure out how much longer. They figured it out all the way down to the T. All the cars that would have been able to have gone across there but couldn't, all of the tanks of gas that they would have bought, and all of the everything, all the commerce that's going through Birmingham, and everything lost because the bridge isn't done on time. And they figured that he owed $60 million to Alabama. So the judge at the time told him he owes $60 million instead of getting $1 million to work on this bridge, this project that's still not finished. They had to pay to, I believe they blew it up. I was told that they destroyed it somehow. So they had to destroy the bridge and rebuild it, this is what I was told. Like I said, we'll just call this all opinion, but that's what I was told. So they figured out all the cars and all the gas and all the revenue lost, $60 million. Now the man who was originally supposed to build this bridge, instead of making $1 million, he owes $60 million. So if anybody's got any money and want to donate to him, I think he's got a GoFundMe account. I'm just joking about that. So they always test these bridges to 40,000 to 50,000 pounds over what they're rated for, and there you go. So he went broke building bridges. You can do it. You can come out owing a lot more if you screw up like that. So I think it was probably the concrete, probably had too much potash in it, if you ask me if it's crumbling like that. But you got to check that. You got to check it just like they do a slump test. Listen, whether you know it or not, if you ever build a runway, let's see, I got some lint for him. There you go. If you ever build a runway, an airplane runway, people don't realize it, but as an airplane lands, when it first hits the tarmac, that concrete has to be like really thick. You know, we're talking about, you know, 10, 15 feet thick. And then as it goes on, the runway could be thinner, but since they land from both ends, on a lot of runways, they have to be like 18 feet thick on the ends, and then thinner towards the middle is not required. So to make sure that the concrete is strong, they'll put a tube, a steel tube down, right? This is just a glass of water, but they'll put down a steel tube that's hollow, and they'll fill it up with concrete. Then they'll lift it up, and they'll see what happens to the concrete. It's called a slump test. A lot of people don't know about that. You don't do that on a normal driveway, but it tests how much the concrete falls. So if you pull that pipe up and that concrete falls, it's only allowed an inch, maybe 2 inches to fall. Okay? It's supposed to stand up on its own. It's supposed to be thick, strong concrete out of the cement truck before it's even dropped. And if you refuse a load, they have to turn around and take it back and dump it somewhere and bring you good concrete that will pass a slump test. So you just learned something about a slump test, and he probably should have done a slump test on the concrete, maybe, you know what I'm saying, before he built a road out of it. Maybe he didn't know to do that. I know that, and I'm not even a bridge builder, you know what I mean? But hey, you know what? Someone in my family was a long time ago and helped build the Trenton Makes World Takes Bridge. It was over a bunch of people that did that, so over a whole bunch of crews. So go figure that one out, right? It's not inherited knowledge. I've learned my own knowledge. But so let's go into something else here. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. This guy ran into a bunch of people in Colorado. There was an accident, and everybody's told me I should talk about this. A trucker did not stop, says he could not stop, but at the end he closed his eyes. Does that sound crazy? I was told that he killed 7 and injured numbers in the 40s, but I'm going to check this out real quick though. So look this up. Colorado, I'd say 18 wheeler crash. Now he is in jail. He's facing prison time. He's got a high bond. Let's see what we got here. What does this say? Faces homicide charges in deadly Colorado crash. Now, some of these scenes might be graphic. I don't know. I ain't gone into it, and I know it's a little blurry. But even saying that, there's video on YouTube of a guy who was in a car. This is where I saw it. There was a guy who was in a car, and he was streaming on YouTube, and he's like, "Hey, there's an accident," and showing it and stuff. And then all of a sudden, come flying by him this truck, and he's like, "Oh my God, that was so close! He flew by me. Did you see that?" And then he went into the people that were stopped. Some people said he come off the side of the mountain. I'm wondering why he didn't use Jake brakes. I'm wondering why he didn't use both runway ramps. There were two runaway ramps. He could have chose one. And I'm trying to figure out, he said he closed his eyes at the end, and there's an interpreter involved. I don't know if he speaks perfect English or if they just gave him an interpreter just to make sure he had everything he needed. Don't know about that. Don't know if he was a citizen from his name. He's definitely an immigrant from somewhere. Not sure the whole situation. Don't know how well his English is, but I'll tell you, there's no reason to be going, they said 85 miles an hour. A Jake brake will keep you from doing 85. Now, I've talked to some people and they said, no, the older trucks, Jake brakes ain't that great. I still take issue with that. Even my friends, some of them are on here. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I think you can keep it under 65 even at a lower gear like you're supposed to be in coming down a hill. He obviously didn't know about all that. So if he smoked the brakes, you know, he's just not all that smart to have used a lower gear and all that and Jake brakes. I'm pretty sure he had Jakes. And I take issue with the whole thing. So, I've had people say they don't think he should go to prison for it and this and that and all this. Well, that kind of goes hand in hand with driving a truck a lot. So, met with more than rain, snow in High County. I want to say this was the one, but we'll just click on this. And I just wanted to bring this up for a couple of reasons. Was one, man, run a lower gear like the sign says, do the posted speed even if it's 35 or 25, and before you go and kill some people, use a runaway ramp. I wouldn't say you shouldn't have to use one. You should be on top of your stuff. However, it comes down to, you know, the pre-trip and all that stuff, and you know, it's a lot to this. So I had a few little things I wrote down about it, little points, because I've had a long day, and just so you know, it's you know, I'm trying to bring it to you people. Let's see what we got here. That was on that. That was on, yeah, here we go. Okay, so a few points I want to bring up. One was, I was told that he had killed 4, but I guess that number may be up to 7, because I was told then it was 7, and that he also injured like a higher number. So I gotta look here to confirm that kind of stuff. But I know for sure it was 4, at least 4 people. See, at least 4 people dead. But someone else told, this was earlier too, someone else told me it was 7. Okay, but I know those 4 people, by the way, were in independent cars, their own cars. Maybe you can't see this that well. So, wait, which way would be better for you to see the print? Don't know. I realize it's bright. Okay, look. I'll just read it to you. Like I said, at least 4 people are dead, and the semi-truck driver is facing charges after a fiery chain reaction crash near Denver, Colorado. So it's coming off the mountain. All right, now I'm gonna show you the webpage. I'll try to put links up for this stuff too. This is WSAV Channel 3 with a peacock, you know, NBC. So it'll probably show this video. I'll turn this down and let it play it if it will, and I'll talk about this for a second. Let's see if I can get this going here. Open volume mixer, and I had it muted because it was over here, and I kept hitting the dial on it every time I move it. So he lost his brakes, but did he have Jake brakes? You know, he should have, and why didn't he use them properly? So no use of the emergency ramp, and there was 2 emergency ramps. He closed his eyes, is what he said at the last minute. That's kind of crazy. And you know, was he you know, I don't know. The video shows a lot. There was a couple of videos on this thing. And I talked to a friend of mine that he said, before I even say anything, he says, my friend was there and saw it happen. So, you know, see if I can get the volume up. This guy is the one I saw on YouTube. This is on a news channel. Let me turn this up. We'll replay it, no worries. But and I'll get on the comments in 1 second as soon as I can take my eye off this. Unmute that. Unmute that. I think it did it? Come on. May have to unmute it again. See what happens. There we go. All right, so not sure how the streaming is coming. We don't have to necessarily watch that fiery part again, but I want to hear when they're talking, so I had to start it here.
All you hear is this big, huge boom, and then the big black smoke just kind of went off all over, and then you started hearing this popping noise and
boom, and the popping noise is the windshields, by the way.
Chaos in the middle of Interstate 70 on the outskirts of Denver.
I-70.
Oh my God! This video appears to show a tractor trailer barreling.
It slowed down at the same time I did that. That's okay. Let's see. Let's see here. It's buffering for a second. Maybe I can even try to replay it, because I'm the one that made it stop here. And I'll get some comments here in a sec. Let's see. Okay. Now, let's see here. Let me rewind here.
This video appears to show a tractor trailer barreling.
Slacking on my slumping. That's funny. Dang, brother, real shit. Yeah, let's see. Some people don't know how to deal with real situations. Have true panic. It's fine. Panic attack. Yeah. No, there was something though. He closed his eyes at the last minute, is what he said. But the whole way down a mountain, if you're having problems with the truck, he should have been in lower gear. Jakes would have held it definitely from going 85. No truck is going to wind out. It'd blow up the motor first, and that would lock it up, and that would lock up the... Now, if you broke a drive shaft and you're dragging a drive shaft, then you'd hear it coming by this car going ding, 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 you know, beating the devil out of everything. But, yeah, no. These people, like I said, they run glazed brakes and all kinds of stuff. Right click on video and copy and paste link on chat. Ooh, I don't know how to do that on chat on my other video. When this is done playing, I could try that. Or in just a second. I was going to try to play this. Let me try to pause it and then play it again. Maybe it'll work. I'm low tech here. I'm lucky to even have stream, period. Matter of fact, if I turn this off, it would make it better on me. Or maybe it was already off. It was already off. Well, maybe that'll make it worse on me. I have quite a few windows open too. Let's see. On that video, right click. Okay. Yeah. Up here, you're wanting that. You're wanting that right now. So I get what you're saying. I'll right click on this one, and then I'll copy that, and then I'll go down to one of them is my live. I think this is down here, and this might play by the time it goes there. But yeah, it's been there's a lot going on. Like I said, I've got quite a few other a couple of other things I was going to talk about too. But I got it when I first started this video, by the way. You know, I was talking to Kid and JD, and I was trying to set up a Google Hangout thing. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna learn. Let's see. No, just click on the video. No, I tried to. Look, it's doing a swirling vortex of whatever. So let me even try to go back to here and see if it'll replay. See if it'll go.
Shattered glass and raging flames.
all you hear is this big, huge boom, and then the big black smoke just kind of went off all over, and then you started hearing this popping noise and things blowing up.
Chaos in the middle of Interstate 70 on the outskirts of Denver.
We just cured anxiety.
Oh my God! This video appears to show a tractor trailer barreling.
See, it keeps pausing there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put the link on the description of this. If this is going to keep fouling out, I'm going to try to go my thing here. Stay away from D-Live. It sucks. Yeah, I'm not on D-Live. I'm with you, though. I'll keep that in mind. Somebody else tried it. Mike Morales was talking about that, and I'm learning about a lot of different places. So let me try to see if I can go here and then go to the live now, and it should take me into there. And then I'm gonna do something different. That one keeps swirling and stuff, but you get the idea. I'm gonna close that one out is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna close this window out, okay? Because it's useless if it's gonna hang up. And we'll go to this. This is my live, and I'm going to copy and paste in the description or in a comment. I can do a chat over here, and I can give you the link right now, and then I'll put the link in the description later to that thing I was looking at. Let's see. Yeah, brother. Seen you on AGWN. What is AGWN? Forgive me for not knowing what I've done.
Description later.
Let's see. I'm gonna turn this volume down.
To that thing I was looking at.
It's going into volume. Let's see. So I was on AGWN. Let's see what we got here. AGWN. I don't know. What's that stand for, Mad Jeeper? You gotta help me out. I'm like 100 years old. Need a little help on that one. Let's see what we got here though. If this will come up, then and this is my own live. I mean, don't tell me it stopped. Let's see. Oh, Mike Morales. Oh, right, Above Ground World News. Right. Yeah, I'm on there. Yeah. So, okay, maybe it's bringing up my chat now. Okay, say something, it says. So I'll give you the description right here. Yeah, Mike Morales is awesome. Telling people what's going on. Let's see what we got here. That's all I'm trying to do, you know. This was some craziness. Sorry that it took me so late to get into this stuff too, by the way. That it was so far back into the video, so far into the video or whatever, that, you know, before I got into talking, because I was doing other stuff. So I'll chop this video. I'll probably chop the front half of this video off. So if you rewatch it or whatever, but there's a lot for me to talk about. I'm getting to where I'm almost done. I thought it was important. And if you know of anything that you wanted to bring up, but I mean, definitely about the drivers and 20 being shut down, I-20 east and west through Birmingham, and this accident here where those people got killed. So let's skip. Here's what I'm gonna do. It's already trying to put stuff up there, and I don't have no problem with them people. I just wanted to make the comment of the link of that video, and then I'm gonna go to the YouTube video of that person is the plan. Let me pause this. That's all I need to do. It's like a video in a video in a video in a video. It'll just keep going forever, like some kind of a... Alright, here's the chat coming up now. Okay. Now it says say something. I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to give you the link. And then you can copy and paste it, or you can... Let's see, sign in to chat. Why does it not? What's the deal? I don't know what it's trying to do. Let me see this crap. Oh my gosh. Hang on a second, people. Hold tight. This thing, I gotta move it down this way. Oh man, what's it doing to me? Let's see. Let me try this again real quick. Let's see. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I've got I've got help from people that are trying to help me out. I tell you what too, I've made some people moderators. I've got what is wrong with this one here? I've got Bamboo Soldier that I found on there. Let's see here. Man, really? Let's see. Let's see if I can make this work. There we go. That's crazy. Okay. There we go right there. And okay. I'll be able to. Yeah, my man Bamboo. Yeah, Bamboo's cool, man. Bamboo, look, he gets along with everybody. That's what people ought to be like. He's trying to do a little something. They need to get him a bunch of subscribers. I tell you what too, subscribe to Kid on here. He needs more subscribers. We need to get him to 3,000 so he can go live off his mobile device. He's got a lot that he can teach you. A lot of stuff that I talk about, that we talk about first, and he tells me stuff, you know. Man, just Bamboo Soldier's the man. Yup. Let's see here. Oh, you're a Mad Jeeper, New Hampshire. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I wonder if you know. I know some people. You ever heard of Jeep Beach? Because look, I got a cousin that he's gone now. He's ex-Navy, but he used to love that Jeep Beach stuff. That was in Florida though, but a lot of people go to it. All right, so let me see. Here we go. Now it'll let me say something. It had me. I logged out. I tried to do that Google Hangout thing. I messed everything up. So now I got everything fixed. Now move this back up here, and then I can move the camera swivel back to stuff here. Oh, missed what I said? I said I had a cousin and he's passed away now, and he was Navy, and he not to get in too deep, but he liked that Jeep Beach. There's a thing called Jeep Beach, so he was crazy about that. Every year wanting to go down to the beach in Florida. He was down there already, but a lot of people go to that. All right, let me see if I can. I'm fixing to give y'all some intel. I'm gonna give you right here. I'm gonna paste. Let's see. Wait, what happened? Oh, really? It did me wrong. It should have saved it. It won't let me paste. All right, I will open up that other window again. Man. Give me 2 seconds, I'll have it up. I had to get in there and log in. It's crazy. I had it all set up, and like I said, I tried to go onto a Google Hangout thing, which I know nothing about, and tried to invite Kid into the live stream and try to get him in here. We're going to get him in here. So it'll be a split screen. It'll be half me and half Kid, or half me and half JD, or half me and half someone else. Or I've been told you can put 8 people. JD said you can put 8 people in there at a time. Hey man, you know what? When I get some other drivers that want to do that, you know, we could get that linked up. And my cursor went away because I'm trying to do too much, I think. Let's see. What, I've got 4 open already, maybe? Okay, I got to give this a minute. I don't know. So I'll check some comments real quick. And yeah, okay, I'm caught up. So yeah, we're all trying to help each other out, because now you have to have 3,000 subscribers just to go live off of a device, and just to have monetized or whatever. Maybe you have to have 1,000 subscribers to go live off a device. That's retarded. I think you should have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You should be able to hit a button and go live. I don't think anybody should be held back. Nobody's better than anybody else. I started out with 1 view, 1 subscriber. I don't think I'm nobody better than anybody else. I just happen to be a truck driver, you know. Somebody messed around and gave me a camera, right? They messed up. So, but the world messed up, and now it's going to get some real truth. But that's the thing too. Let me tell you another reason that I started this channel. There's lots of reasons, but another reason I started this channel was I was talking to a radio program, and they're trying to tell me that there's plenty of truck parking. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, well, they did a study and they sent it to Congress. I'm like, what? What? Who did the study? Nobody asked me. Nobody asks, nobody I run with, nobody asks the night shift or the day shift of trucking. No, not hardly. We need more parking for trucks. So I'm like, what kind of propaganda crap is this on the radio? And it started to really piss me off, and I'm starting to listen. I'm like, what are y'all even talking about? What kind of a puppet show is this? What kind of Mickey Mouse, romper room crap is this? Let's see. Yeah, the YouTube told me I need 1,000 subs. Yeah, right. So, hey, you know what, Mad Jeeper? Make a comment on a video where I can see it, because I don't find these on here. They go away and I can't see them on my phone. You have to have a device. So make a comment on one of my things that I've got a video that's open that you can make a comment on, and it doesn't say just approval only. And I will I'll check out your channel and I'll subscribe to your channel. If you want to put up comment, if you want subs, because it's really stupid not to have it. But like I was saying, it seemed to me like it was some romper room crap that they were trying to put on AM FM radio and have drivers come in and call in, and we give them our information. We're telling them about trucking. They're supposed to be a trucking channel, but they don't know jack nothing about trucking. I'm like, what is this? Is this a joke? Come on. So I'm like, wait a minute. I need to start my own channel. I need to do something, AM, FM radio program, something, or start calling in more often to one or something, right? And I did call in a few times to one, and I'm like, you know what? They started to be condescending. Look, I'm not condescending to people, and I can't stand that. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. So let's see here. Let me try to find this real quick too. Let's see, 18. So I started my own stuff, and I know what I'm talking about. Did I put 10? Really? That's like super singles. No worries. Of course, they're gonna call him an 18-wheeler regardless. 19. It's gonna be 18. Okay, Colorado 18. Here we go. Let's check this out. So, right on that trucking stuff, you're a good soul. Yeah, I try, but like I said, when I get pissed off is when I do stuff. I'll be honest with you, that's the kind of person I am. If I get pissed off, I'm going to do something. You know what I'm saying? If I get mad enough at a broke truck, I can fix everything on it. And you'll be like, man, how do you do that? For real, it helps me. And I know it sounds crazy. So, well, I got pissed off and started a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I was like, this is not right, and nobody's teaching how to actually work on trucks. I'm like, I've trained all these drivers. I want them to know from day one what they should know that'll keep them from freezing to death on the side of a mountain, stuff they should have, stuff they should know. And I'm like, these people are doing puppet shows and bullshit. Like, this is just, for me, this is just my time. So I ask for a little bit of latitude on this. I ask people to let me be myself on here, and to cut me some slack that it's not perfect or whatever. But on my videos where I'm teaching how to work on stuff, I try to cut the time, try to edit it, try to make it all perfect and all that stuff. This is just the end of the day or beginning of the day or whatever, and I'm showing some news and stuff, right? But on the other, hey, you know what? I put it in playlists too, so you can find it. Fix It Vids and Trucking Tips. And people should know that from day one. And nobody was showing it. Nobody showed me how to polish tanks. I wanted to polish my tanks. I was like, not wanting to tell me, right? And then finally I got somebody to show me. I wanted to learn how to polish rims. Nobody wanted to show me. It's like it's some kind of competition. Like they want to keep it to themselves till they die. I don't believe in knowledge being like that. If I could find the SOB that burned the Alexandria library, I'd like to kick him with a boot. You know what I mean? So, God, your brother, be yourself. So, yeah, so I appreciate it, man. So this is just me being myself. So I'm just doing stuff and showing some news. And anyway, let me do this, and I'll get you that link. I'm sorry that I didn't get it. I was logged out for that other thing I was trying to do with Google Hangouts. I'm back on it now, though. Copy. Give it a couple seconds to copy. Should be fine. But yeah, like I said, it really ticked me off about what people were doing on the internet and what they were not doing, and what they were doing mainly on radio programs. I'll give a driver a lot more slack on here. Even if they're running a puppet show and they admit that it's romper room, good. Well, if you're in your infant stages, put your pacifier in and go over there and watch that shit. But if you want to learn about trucking, you shouldn't have to watch 1,000 videos of theirs before you learn anything. Still won't do it yet. Before you learn anything at all, period, about trucking. You know what I'm saying? Some people are clear. They're like, hey, I'm this, or hey, I'm that. But if it's named trucking and you're trying to learn something, it shouldn't take you wasting your whole life away trying to learn knowledge from them. You'll learn more on the job, to be honest. You'll absolutely learn more on the job, even by making mistakes, than half the crap that you see. So it's like I said, I started a channel. I'm doing my thing. And it's not knocking nobody. That's just saying I'm filling it in. And why is it not working? Why can't I paste? Man, maybe it won't let me paste links, man. Yo, check it out. I'll put it in the description if it'll let me. Something's up. Edit the video. How do I even do that? That's not going to show it. Here, I'll just put Google 18-wheeler crash. You'll find it. Will it let me type? This thing won't even let me type yet. Yeah, it's doing some kind of swirling crap. You know what? Maybe that's part of it, is the page wasn't ready. Really? This thing is... I mean, it's a dinosaur. Wow. Let's see what we got here. Maybe I can do this a different way. Rather than just that, I'll right click on here and see if I can copy it that way. And then we'll watch the one on YouTube here, and I'll get back to it. So sorry this has held us up a bit. I'm working on it. It's hard to be tethered. I'm telling you what. I feel so tired, just saying. This thing, man. Let's see. It says paste and go. What does that mean? Copy. It won't even let me talk on my own page here. Right? It won't let me paste. Why would it let me copy and not paste? That's okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to type it in. Just put it may not even let me type. It's asking, I think I'm asking too much of it. And I appreciate the 3 likes, man. I just noticed I got that. So I can't even make a comment on this thing. I'll put a link in the description. Promise you that. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to close this one out because I don't think it plays past a certain point, or we'll try. If it wants to play now, and maybe that's part of what's hanging things up. I don't understand how it is that I can't really copy and paste, but here's what I will do. I'll edit to bookmarks. That's one thing I know it'll work. If it's gonna play on here, no, it's doing the buffering thing anyway. fixing to make this happen real fast. We're just going to get out of this. Wait, what's it doing? Page bookmark, done. Right click, copy, and then hit done. And then I'll close this out and I'll try to see if I can't go down here. Let's see. I'll get to that in 1 second here. I will get to your comment in just a second. I'm still fighting against hope that I can even, hoping against all hope that I can get in here, if it'll let me. Come on now. This thing is being slow as molasses. If I knew what the power level was on this thing here, I'd actually unplug it, plug up the other thing real quick. Maybe even play it. I could play it on the dash. We're fixing to make a change real quick. This thing's being way slow on me, messing with me, I think. If I can copy and paste. Nope, it won't let me paste. That's okay. This thing's being useless to me. So, let me see if I can't type it in here. Do a whole new deal. Be easier. All this fighting I've had to do with this computer at this point, as much as I am sorry about this, you could have already watched it, but we'll get into it. We're just hanging out, no worries. And I know that guy's on here. It's that one kid. That's the thing I wanted to show, was he was doing a live video about the accident, and even before that he might have been doing a live, but this one right here, this is CBS Denver. It may show that other thing. So this might show the same as that kid. I wanted to go to his video and give him a view, if I can. Might not be able to, but he's in there. That's okay. I'll find out who he is, and I'll put a link up to his stuff, because he was good enough to show that live while it was going on, and while that truck almost hit him. I mean, that truck just whizzed by him, like shaved him, you know, for real. Let's check this out here. Turn the volume up on this too, best as I can get it up.
We begin with breaking news on CBS 4 News at 6. Copter 4 flies over a fiery crash. At I-20 in Colorado Mills Parkway, at least 5 cars and 3 semi-trucks went up in an absolute inferno. There are
Oh, it's buffering too. Like I said, if I have to, I can plug up the small device. But there we go.
Just yet. And for now, no reports of fatalities. You can see, though, this massive.
There was 4 to 7 fatalities, and I want to say up to 40 people who were hurt. The 4 for sure that got killed were in their own cars.
Exploding. Fire crews working hard down there to try and get this one under control and stop all the explosions. You saw one just there.
CBS 4's Jeff Todd, among the crew members here at CBS 4, racing out to that scene late today. Jeff, what do you have?
We talked to a couple eyewitnesses, and this was a very scary situation. Now, we have seen that the Jeffco Sheriff's Office, even some CDOT vehicles, have essentially set up a command post here on eastbound I-70. Now, in talking to eyewitnesses, this is what they said had happened. A little earlier this afternoon,
this is
there was
CBS
another
News
crash
Denver.
further down I-70.
I'll put a link to theirs, but I'm going to put a link to that kid, though.
Traffic was not moving, but then a semi came racing down. Some people estimating 70, 80, maybe even 90
nope,
miles
he was going
per hour
85.
in the right shoulder of these eastbound lanes of I-70, and just past these trees that we're showing you, we're told that that's when the semi swerved back into traffic. Some
better sleep through science.
That they heard dozens of explosions.
Is that a Sealy Posturepedic mattress?
It's many people saying that the semi that was
Beauty rest? That's lightweight. Mattresses don't even weigh nothing. No, he wasn't in that truck.
Because as I
no
mentioned,
way.
I-70 was essentially completely at a stop still And many people not only witnessed this crash, but couldn't do anything about it because they were stuck in the lanes.
That's 30,000
We have seen
pounds.
a massive response from West Metro Fire Department, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Lakewood Police Department, all going to try and piece together exactly what happened in this fiery crash. But as of right now, that massive inferno is now just a whisper of smoke. We're live in Lakewood. Jeff Todd covering
Yeah,
Colorado
thank you, JD.
first.
Thank
Jeff,
you. He
thanks
just
very
put up a
much.
link.
No traffic in this area, as you heard Jeff mention, has shut down, tying up the interstate on the west side of town. I-70 closed in Denver West.
But I want to show that kids
Colorado
live
Mills Parkway.
video.
Talked with
If
one
it doesn't
driver
show it
behind the
through here,
crash
I'm
scene
going
on
to
CBS
it.
4 News at 5 o'clock.
And I'm going to find his channel. I want to.
Still billowing nonstop. The flames seem to have subsided slightly, but the smoke is relentless at this point.
Are there any people along with you, Andrew,
It's the
that
blogger,
perhaps
yeah.
maybe pulled over, perhaps stuck
Okay.
in traffic, who just decided to pull over and see how this plays out?
Yes, there are people on the side of the
JD,
highway. There was a number of
copy that
gentlemen who
again
were
and make it
out
as a
there.
comment when this goes
I
up
did
as a
see
video,
one
okay?
nurse. It looks like she got out of her car, ran over to see if she could
If you don't
provide
mind,
any
please.
assistance. And I think by that time,
Because I do
there
want
was
that
probably,
blogger to be
I
on
would
here.
say 4 to a half dozen fire trucks.
It
in
might be hard for
addition
me to find him.
Ambulances that had arrived.
And I can't just go in
Now,
there.
that was during CBS 4 News
Won't
at
let me
5.
copy and
Right
paste
now, we
the
have
stuff right now.
Douglas Ingalls joining us on the phone. Douglas was driving along I-70. Tell us what you saw, and also, Douglas,
Thank you.
what
I
you
appreciate
heard.
Well, I was headed home from work, and I live in Bailey, and I was driving westbound on I-70.
That's a lot of cars.
And because of the accident
That
at
looks
Ward
like
Road,
hell.
the previous accident at Ward Road, and I-70 was shut down there, and they were putting everybody off. Traffic was at a standstill out there. I was going westbound, and the traffic on the eastbound side was barely at a crawl or a standstill, except for this one semi coming down with that one loaded with lumber. And he looked like he was running the right shoulder
Lumber.
of the eastbound side of I-70 at about 70 miles an hour.
85.
So Douglas says some people have said it
He was doing
would
85.
appear
They
it
already
might have
confirmed that.
been a truck driver who had lost his brakes.
Happened at your buddy's
Well, I
exit.
suppose that's entirely possible, but I mean that's a long ways down the hill
Yeah.
for losing brakes to not slow down at all. I mean,
So when you saw that happen, what was the next thing? You saw this semi going the opposite direction. At that point, tell us what happened after that. Did you hear the impact?
I didn't hear the impact, but I was watching in my rearview mirror, and I saw a big flash of flame come up, and then within seconds, that big plume of black smoke came up.
So the beauty
Right
rest
behind
truck
it, so-
got hit, but it was the load of lumber that was the bad guy that come down here
Douglas,
doing 85. But
Oh, I mean, I continued on westbound on I-70, and there was cops and fire trucks coming.
yeah,
And
well,
I
they
got
always
up on
make it a crime. But I
470
think
headed south, and there was
on
even
this
cops
one,
coming up 470.
it's definitely,
Well, as you were going,
definitely
as you were going
negligent.
south on
And
470,
he
he's off to your left.
didn't know what the hell he was doing. There's no way. I'm just saying, that's just me. I'm like, you had to use a
absolutely.
Jake,
I saw the
man.
initial impact
At some
for the
point.
very first part of the
85?
explosion.
All right, Douglas Ingalls, glad you got through there safely, Douglas, and we appreciate the information you have been able
Thank
to
you.
provide. Take care.
I don't think he knew how to use Jake's.
We also want to share this
This
with you.
guy.
A driver sitting in traffic may have captured the cause of this accident. In a moment, you're going to watch that runaway semi-truck speed right past him and his reaction to watching it.
Unbelievable. So here's the very latest. We know of no fatalities in this horrific crash. We do know
No, there
several
were.
injuries confirmed. This is on I-70 in Denver
This was
West.
earlier.
The interstate
There
shut
was
down,
4 is what I
having
was
just under
told,
the
but
overpass
I was
there
also
at
told
Colorado
7
Mills
later.
Parkway. We have seen at least
Fatalities
5 cars,
and
let's call a couple
40
of them
people
SUVs
injured,
or
if
pickup
that's
trucks,
right.
and also 2 semi-trucks burning. Witnesses say they heard at least a dozen explosions. We'll continue to follow our top story.
Now,
Yeah, so, well, we showed that, maybe this one, I don't know, let's see. What is this all about here? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit this on pause. I'm going to look up something else real quick, too. Let's see. Let me see if I can find what you put there, JD. I want to find that. Let's see. YouTube account. Watch. V equals 3y CNX. V equals 3y C and X. See if it brings it, because that's technically that's the tiny URL. Let's see, what was the other one though? Let's see, HTTPS. You go watch question mark. So here's what I'll do. www.youtube.com/watch. I want to see who this person is and what this is all about too. Where was it at here? www.youtube.com/watch. No, it's supposed to be question mark. And then V equals 3yCNX ... I'll search this and see if it brings him up. If it don't, no, it's not. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. That's what he would have used for keywords. So let's see if it brings him up. Yep, sure did. Let's see if it's him. USA Today, 9 News, and then YouTuber Burgerplanet. Hold on a second. Burgerplanet. B-U-R... I'll put a link to his stuff at the end because I think people ought to get credit for what they actually do. So if you're going to see him on a news thing, you know, let's see here. Burgerplanet. Live I-70. This is him. So see what else his stream was like instead of just a cut piece.
Oh yeah, so I saw an interview with Conan O'Brien. Or was it Conan? Yeah, it was a recent interview with Conan O'Brien.
It's 53 minutes long, but I'll get into it,
that,
and I'll chop
he
pieces.
said that Jeff Bridges... Oh, shit! Thanks, Anonymous. Who's this from? Sean Silvers. Thanks, man. Dude. Thanks, Sean. That's a guy from my mom's church. Thanks, buddy. Your passion, man. Anxiety, that's your buddy, you know? You gotta just, you know, embrace the anxiety and use that for creativity and whatever.
This is where he was showing the front, and then I think the other one was
there is fire coming out from underneath. You see, we can see a car right here, completely crushed, completely just, oh gosh, I don't know if we should go underneath this bridge. I'm not sure what to do, where to go. Oh God, there's fucking fire coming out from under the bridge. I guess we're in this lane, we're gonna go, oh Jesus Christ. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh my God.
Yeah, so you know what?
Yeah, we need to just get the fuck out of here.
Must have been back here.
Yeah, man, my friend.
I'll turn this down here too.
Too before we go on stage.
Let's see.
And he said that
208.
Guys under bumper. Yes, I know.
I think that
You're
was.
welcome, guys. We just cured anxiety. Oh my God! Jesus Christ! We almost fucking died.
2 minutes and 8 seconds, and then it just.
Somebody pull that son of a bitch over. He just drove through the emergency lane, crazy as fuck, in a white semi-truck. Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Holy fuck! Oh my God! Something's on fire, blew up here, guys.
So that's where he hit, and then
Okay,
everybody's
we're
just
gonna
like splitting
go
up
this
on the
way.
ramp,
Oh fuck!
which is kind of illegal, but I don't blame him.
Fucking nail or something.
So,
God damn! Fuck! Holy shit!
all right, I'm gonna turn him down.
What
He's
the
got.
fuck? What?
He's a little bit out there on that. Where is my volume when I want it? God, dog. Oh man, let's see where we're at here. I don't know what. There's the volume, so I might have moved it a bit too. Anyway, let's see. So this is where he's pulling off on the side, and then he starts to go past it. But anyways, I'll put a link up to this guy's video in the description, and maybe it'll even let me copy and paste this one. I don't really know. It wouldn't let me copy the other thing, paste it as a comment. So coming off that mountain, man, he should have been able to use his jakes. That guy was flying. It looks like he tore up some guardrail too along the way, but I can't tell because of the way the curved exit is. It's just hard to tell, but you're supposed to, be more wanting to take a ditch, than to kill people in front of you with a moving vehicle that would, so you can't, everybody can play Monday morning quarterback, but he was not using jakes. There's no way. There's just no way. And you didn't hear him go by. Did you? When you saw the truck go by and he was playing audio a second ago, you didn't hear, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I know trucking. You're not going to hide nothing from me. You're not going to push nothing over from me. So if anybody at the DOT's watching this, this is proof right here he had no jake brakes on. So, let's see here. Let's see. By the way, let's see. Dude had over 4 minutes to stop. Many chances really think it's a crime. No, he didn't know how to get off the road and use runoffs made for the situation. It was 4. That was insane. Search Colorado Crash Bloggers video. No tech here. Let's see. What's the best way to get back to original video from a link? I don't know. No, I mean I can't copy and paste. I had a problem with my computer that I'm thing here, but YouTuber named Burgerplanet. Yep, getting another dash cam for my pickup. Insurance. Yeah. So and back to what you did put back here that I missed of what you put. You put on here let's see. Got your brother be yourself, and clearly I'm just chilling like you. I'm not a trucker. Nobody shows anything anymore. I had to get knowledge myself. Yeah, I'm trying to put what I can. I'm a small. It'll get warmer. I'll do more mechanical stuff like I want to do. If this kind of shit will stop happening, And then Mad Jeeper put, I'm a small engine mechanic. I learned what I could through my boss man, but surpassed his knowledge and reached further to bring new knowledge into the shop. So goes life. Yeah. So I'm caught up now on that. So yeah. So I couldn't. I couldn't take that link. That link he sent is on this device I'm sitting here looking at in front of me right here, okay? And this device here, my laptop, I can't go into there and, yeah. So, let's see here. Yeah, I tried to open up a new tab, but I can't. I was unable to do it. I mean, in the time that he did the comment, I was unable to. If I'd have got off the video, But there you go. So this is what happened, and I don't think there was no reason for it. And you didn't hear any Jake brake when he was going. I did turn down the volume because he was, dropping F-bombs and stuff. But when he went by, there was no Jake brake, none. So this is this dude, and I'm gonna put this on pause now. He was good for putting that up, and I want to see real quick who all just started at Falcon and what they're saying too, but I'm not going to really play a whole bunch of bloggers stuff, and I'd give links, but I want to just see just on what people are doing on this, simply because they were recruiting up until the last minute. Truckers fired by email. This DC channel. This one's doing a quick live. Yes, I wanted to see no paychecks for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been a while. What, I guess he's talking to one of them there. DC channel blogs. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. Jobless Maverick transportation closing doors reenactment. Falcon Transport Company review opinions. Man, I don't know. Companies offer help to out of work. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people trying to help them out, and that's actually WKBN27. I guess that's a news channel. No driver left behind. Final update on this. Let's see. It probably sees. Yeah, and I've got some more that I'm going to do on it, because this is what one of the truck logos look like, but they have another truck logo. They have one that is a big Falcon covering the whole front of a new truck. So, but don't like I said, don't think that you can't put a lien on that truck. Even if you give it back, you can have a lien on it in the meantime. And this is a news station, yeah, WKBN 27. And I'll turn the volume up on this. It'll be up here in a second. This is a skippable. Skip this. Let's check this out. See, it's not wanting even to let me skip. It's giving me trouble, man.
A few Falcon transport drivers made it to the depot in Austintown before getting the message on their inboard computer Saturday night that the company was ceasing operations.
A few made it.
Today I talked with them about what's
That's
happening.
their old logo.
Found out some people are willing to help them with new jobs. Multiple former Falcon drivers were unloading their cabs today. Ed McCormick had just gotten back Friday night, and Saturday night got the message that the company was shutting down.
And it was like a bolt of lightning on a clear day, and I wouldn't need to say wasn't expecting that.
McCormick had a loaded trailer that was due in Columbus at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I'll read that in a second.
He was going to check his bank account. McCormick is 70 years old and may opt for retirement.
In that sense, it's good timing, but my heart goes out to the people like my fellow drivers here.
Brian Chapman is one of those. He just bought a house, and because of Falcon's demise, could miss his first mortgage payment. The company had new logos on the trucks. He thought Falcon had a chance of surviving after losing GM.
Yeah, it was a surprise. The only signs we had was a couple weeks of messed up payroll. We were still running like normal, still hitting 2,800 to 3,000 miles a week.
Running
At
his
Falcon
butt off.
headquarters, security allowed some former employees inside to collect belongings, but most had already done so before their key cards didn't work. Other trucking companies
turned
were
off their fuel
recruiting
cards.
Falcon drivers, hoping to fill gaps in the industry and keep freight
Their
moving.
key cards.
You have a job one day, you turn around and you don't have a job. Good thing is we're always looking for drivers, not just J-Rail.
And Nick Strimbu Incorporated is one of those companies interested in talking with former Falcon drivers. It hired one this morning who drove a Falcon truck to the job interview.
But we're going to pay him $750 to help bridge that pay gap that they're going to inherently have now.
Nick Strimbu also has another $750 bonus down the road. Many of these former Falcon drivers were on the road 100,000 miles a year. They have experience,
And that's the perfect mix behind the wheel, which Nick Strimbu recognizes is important.
We could take 50. I mean, we could grow quick. We have plenty. There's plenty of freight out there, and it's just a matter of finding the right company that for you.
And I noticed a couple other trucking companies based in Salt Lake City and Roanoke, Virginia, are offering to help former Falcon drivers stranded on the road get back home.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So make sure that it's not going to any kind of a play thing here. Okay, I'll check out some comments here. I won't be on here too much longer. I just wanted to, like I said, it took me a while to get into this stuff here, but let's see. I'll figure it out eventually. LOL, right, no break. Let's see. Where are the Falcons left? I'm in New Hampshire. I help out. Yeah, they're all over the place, but what they're doing is they've got companies actually actively looking for them. And you put JD put U.S. Representative Tim Ryan of Howland, a Democrat, 13th on Tuesday urged the U.S. Secretary of Labor to help the 550 employees. No, there was 690, I believe I was told, if that's not right, 670 or 690 employees, but 550 of them were drivers, were laid off abruptly by Falcon Transport this past weekend. Or maybe it was even 600 or more. Let's see. Won't happen, it's just a false promise, I think, not enough votes. Yeah, at JD, if I see any way, I'll help. JD put, Alex just bought a house. Yeah, that guy just bought a house. They'll give him time. JD, yeah, help them if you can at Mad Jeeper NH. That's a bad spot to be in. Lost, jobless. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, you'll be homeless. We'll keep my eyes out. Well, basically, if you saw a Falcon Transport truck like that at a truck stop, and there was a guy that needed a ride or whatever, or if you see one bobtailing, they should not be moving at all. So anything you see Falcon Transport, the other trucks are a little different. That's what I was going to show, is it's a different logo if you're looking for those trucks. I'll go into a different thing here, and now I'm going to get off this thing here. Let's see what we got here. It should give me another thing. This is, I mean, this is just an impromptu kind of a throw together. I'm not going to say that I had everything together. Like I said, I'll delete the first half of this live, or first part of it, up until, you know, because I was looking to try to do a hangout thing that I was told I could do, and it, you know, took me off down a rabbit hole a bit. But I'm trying to bring it to you people. Hey, at least I'm trying to do something. Some people aren't trying to talk about the news at all. You know, they stand in front of the weather and don't let you see the weather. They want you to get the news at 10, you know, that kind of jazz. So, which I know I'm late myself here, but let's see here. Falcon Transport pics. Because there's still those older trucks, but there's newer ones. This is what I want you to see, is this newer one. Well, I'll go to more images, but it's that newer logo that you might see those. Now, I would think Penske's, a lot of them are leased from Penske. This is the new logo. So this is a logo, but this is one they were trying to push. I'm pretty sure it's flatbed because of the mid roof, and it doesn't have a full condo to break wind from the front of the trailer, to block the wind, you know, so airfoil it. So this is what they looked like, a lot of them, and they were running steel and then stamped out, you know, bodies. I guess it was the Chevy Cruze car. And so that's one picture. And then somebody put this on. This is kind of funny. Lawsuit filed. First lawsuit filed. TransportationNation.com. That's kind of funny. I gotta check out TransportationNation.com, see what kind of stuff they put up. But this is what the other ones look like. You're gonna see most of them are gonna look like this. Most of them look like this. And these are the, I guess, internationals that they had. And These are Peterbilts. I'm pretty sure they also had some Freightliners. It looks like that Falcon being a little different, you know what I'm saying? So a few different styles of them and colors. This is what they were trying to go with for the most part. It's something like this, but they had a lot of those blue ones. So hey, call them today, 330-793-1345. I did not give you that number, 330-793-1345. So, like I said, and this was under new ownership. This is from before. The new ownership is the ones that actually went bankrupt. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. This is a whole nother page, man. So, follow them. Where are they? You know, a good starter company. These are the results. 37% employees improve of CEOs at performance. 37%. I don't know. I think their approval rating's a lot lower than that right now. I'm just looking at this going, this is unbelievable. They should really, honestly, at this point, they might want to just take their stuff down off the internet because people are going to be beating them up. I left them a little comment there. Let's see here. What do we got here? Let me check this out here. Catch up on Venezuela and do a show. Yeah, I probably need to. There's some stuff going on. I don't know how I can follow Venezuela, man. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't even know this problem existed if not for this live stream. Much love, brother. Oh, really? Yeah. Hey, and see, that's the thing too. I need feedback like that. Here's the thing. I think in my mind, oh, everybody's already probably talked about this, you know, but you just don't know. And I'm like, there is a reason to talk further about it because people aren't talking further about it. I wanted to break all this down and talk about the CEOs and all that, you know, and that, you know, the couple that had it before, that it was handed down to the guy, and then something else happened, and then they videoed it and whatever, and then he gets divorced, and then she gets half, he gets half, they sell it to a conglomerate, la la la, safety man's involved, whatever. That kind of stuff, you know, and then they didn't pay their people and they're still stuck out there, you know. So let's see. Venezuela's a whole other shit show. Yeah, SP, let's see. Spelling. Trucker has in the past. Yeah, I did one. I'll tell you something. I did one on Venezuela, and I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna need a few weeks on that. I'm gonna tell you. And they've talked about some stuff going on between a couple of other countries. It can be a delicate matter. It can be something where if the government's not, let's see, Mad Jeeper, NH, I'll share it on my channel for you. Yeah. It's one of those things where, okay, if, and Mad Jeeper, make a comment on one of my things so I can find you too. Here, maybe I can try it now. Maybe I can just try it, Mad Jeeper now. I don't know. Or maybe I can go into that thing and go into my live. I don't know. Find my live, you know. Maybe I can do that still. It didn't want to let me a minute ago. My channel. But like I said about Venezuela, I like to kind of wait till our government talks about that. There's some stuff going on, man. And I don't want to step on no toes. I don't want nobody coming trying to step on mine, you know what I mean? So it's delicate, it's volatile situation, it's, you know, it's dynamic, it's not static, there's a lot going on with it. And so you know, like I said, I'm wanting to wait. Let me turn this down. I'm wanting to wait to find out what's going on with Venezuela. Like I said, I gotta get more intel, and it's gotta be already like kind of released info. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be the one to break something that shouldn't be broke. Yeah, you know, or then maybe they'll come and break something that ain't supposed to be broke. You know, and so let's see if I can find the comments here. I'm gonna find you, Jeeper. See what we got here. Maybe it'll let me. It won't let me copy and paste, but maybe it'll let me come on here. It's all in. It's if I wasn't tethered and live streaming, if I was just tethered, I could do all kinds of stuff. But I don't know if it'll let me get back into this. So. No, it's over on this side. It's that little thing there. Oh, it just went away. We will try this again. Okay. We'll check out Jeeper's channel. It'll be live on my channel. How about that? Jeeper, I'm giving you prime time right here, man. He said he would be nice enough to help pick up Falcon Drivers. Y'all need to be nice enough to subscribe to his channel. He's putting up stuff. I don't know what it is yet. We'll find out. Hopefully it'll be good stuff. But so yeah, so like I was saying though, you know, it's kind of crazy what they do to those drivers. It's not right. It ain't fair. It ain't proper. Let's see here. Oh, you put small channel though, LOL. I'm not really following it either, and that's on Venezuela. When I have to, I will. Let's see. It's way above MSM. Been going on for almost 2 years. Check out Florida Marquee. My channel's version. You know, Florida Marquee, I've seen some of the stuff he puts up, and some of the things he puts up, you know, I would be concerned, you know, I'd be concerned about putting up some of the things he puts up. So I'm not trying to do all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Jeeper NH, Jeeper July. Okay, cool. So I can find you, man. Hey, look, man, you got a new subscriber. Check it out. Subscribed on live. You know what I'm saying? I ain't above it. Let's see. I'm on the fence with him too. Yeah, you know, and there's here's the problem that I have, honestly. And I try not to judge one person by other people, but you do have to kind of look at who people hang out with. And yeah, thanks, brother. Yeah, no worries, man. Here's the thing. He hangs out with some sort of online, you know, or at least they you know, talk about each other's stuff. A little, I don't know that he endorses anybody, but some of the people that endorse him are a little bit left field too, and it's like, you know. So I have not enough time to really check out somebody's channel and have an informed opinion about, you know, but like I said, somebody's trying to do a little something, I got no problem, I'll subscribe to them. But some people I'm a little more picky about, you know, and I don't just go with the flow. I'm not somebody that's like, oh, they've got 1 million subscribers, I subscribe to them. Man, that's not even close to right. You know, I don't want to see, you know, some of that stuff on my page. So if I can't get along with something, I'm not going to just go along to get along. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but back to this and I'll get going. Man, I got like who knows how many comments and who knows how many whatevers, and it's like I don't even know what I just hit on here. Let's see. Hang on a second. It's just gonna be bright for a second until I can get it to go away. You know, since it's just showing a bunch of, that's like channel art. Man, I hate that I did that. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so I went over, you know, the guy was flying 85 mile an hour. You didn't hear one Jake brake when he went by that car. Other than that, I-20 bridge being messed up, they're having to rebuild what they already had rebuilt. And that's in Birmingham, way down in Birmingham, Alabama. And then, you know, that guy, like I said, his little wreck, but And then they left drivers on the road. This is the same as Aero Trucking too. And like I was saying before, there's going to be I think some people are going to go to prison for this one, because they shouldn't have been still hiring. If you do an anatomy of a disaster on this one, on Falcon, they were recruiting up until Matt's. I think they had a pretty good idea. They weren't going to be able to make it. And pulling the plug at Saturday at 5 o'clock, and then cutting drivers' fuel cards off and all that stuff, yeah, it's a big no-no. So they're going to continue to do what they do and treat drivers bad. They're going to have a bad name. It'll be something else, Falcon. It'll come back is what I was told. I don't know how they're going to come back from this one. And I don't know how they're going to be legally held responsible or whatever, but they're probably all lawyered up and probably got it all figured out. So let's see. Thanks, brother. Yep. And Falcon sound like some type of scam. Yeah, but I don't know the business. Yeah, it sounds like a pyramid scheme. If you get enough drivers, the people up top will have the money they want, and the drivers won't, make money. And they didn't. Some of those drivers they hadn't paid in 2 weeks. Some of them hadn't been paid in a month, and some of them ain't been paid in 2 months. That's not right. But they kept driving because they're like, oh, there's a little problem with the payroll. You kind of got to trust them when they say that, and then they nail you. So everybody says have a couple hundred and whatever, but how you going to have a couple hundred extra when they ain't paid you in a couple weeks and then a month, and then you're trying to go and stay with them and all? Because it's hard to change companies. It is. It's difficult. Those drivers, got to try to find a way to get back home. And if they have a dog, that makes it difficult. If they have stuff in their truck, that makes it harder, the more stuff they have. These companies don't treat drivers right. So, let's see. The only reason I listen to Florida Marquis is his relation and experience in the U.S. military in Venezuela. He was there and exposes the greed of the U.S. government. Let's see. Call me soon and send me a text. Okay, JD. On that, let me tell you. The truth is, too, you like who you like. And I don't have a dislike or nothing. I look at it and I'm like, I wouldn't talk about that. And then I look at it, I'm like, man, I wouldn't have talked about that either. And if I'm feeling that feeling, I'm sure a lot of other people are too. And I think that, sometimes it's kind of like watching a train wreck. And you can't turn away. It's like, man, another car. Oh man, I won't look. And then another car. Let's see. I'm not sold on the story, but he was there. Yeah, and it's always good to have a voice of dissent. In a room full of people, you don't want everyone agreeing with you. You want a voice of dissent to keep you grounded and to give you the other side's opinion. Doesn't mean you have to take it, but it's good to have a voice of dissent. But and they say the truest form of patriotism is to be the voice of dissent. But at the same time, if your dissenting opinion goes against our foreign policy of our country, then you are at odds with the government. It's not smart to be at odds with the government. So you can think you have freedom of speech all you want to, and that's fine and great. But if you're against our country, this is just not smart. So, like I said, there's going to be people who will be, what they want to call some kind of whistleblower and this and that. I'm not going to get on the fence either way on that. I'm not going to talk about that. You don't want to hear my opinion on that. I will say this. There's things that you can do that's not smart. One of them would be walking in front of a train that's coming down a track. Another one would be jumping off of a bridge. Another one would be running in front of traffic that's moving at a high rate of speed. And another one would be to go against our government. Those are just things that I think can be dangerous to one's health. So there you go. So if you wonder why I'm not talking about something, it's because, well, I look at what they put out and all that. So you put, I hear you exactly and understand what you're saying. Yeah. So, if that's the path someone chooses to take, who am I to stop them? You know? But there's pitfalls in life and downfalls from doing things, you know. But anyways, but hey man, I appreciate y'all hanging out. At this point, you can see what you want. I'll give you a few more minutes to talk. Y'all been hanging for this long, and like I said, I'm not even, if anything, even though I believe that guy should have had his jakes on, and you didn't hear him going by that car, and I believe he could have took a ditch, and he didn't. I believe he could have done a lot of things different, but he didn't. Closing his eyes at the end is kind of retarded to me. But at the same time, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to be completely overly critical of most drivers, period. That guy, I believe, screwed up bad in 7 different times. He could have made it different. He could have took the exit ramps, you know, the emergency ramps. There was 2 emergency ramps filled with sand and dirt and all that stuff. There was also the ability to take the ditch to slow it down. There was also the ability, he could have hit the piling of the bridge. There's a lot of things he could have done. He lived, other people didn't. He's going to have to live with that, and people are, you know, it's going to be bad. He may be in prison for the rest of his life. So I'm not the kind of person that just wants to put up stuff like that. I wanted to show it so it's known, and so it maybe give somebody a second thought and say, oh, going down a mountain, yeah, make sure those jakes, make sure you're in a lower gear, you know, make sure your brakes are working, make sure everything's good, and you know, maybe it will help drivers out, like a safety video, to have seen that, and maybe they didn't hear about it and it's news. So you know, if you go to Colorado, you better expect to get inspected. Your brakes are going to be checked out in Colorado. I can guarantee you, I don't care what you got, they're going to be doing that, because that's what they do. Somebody wrecks, they're checking out every truck, you know. So, but that guy, I think he had brakes. I think the NTSB is going to check out his brakes and say there's nothing wrong with these brakes, or that he baked them at the bottom of the hill and didn't use jakes at all. So let's see what we got here. You made some comments here. As a mod, I didn't want it to go through, falls under a shout out rule, just saying. Wait, what's that? Over 4 minutes, my buddy say. You show your professionalism. I ain't perfect though, but yeah, I try to be. Let's see, the driver could have done something, did nothing, they say, since they know the area. Yeah, you know, look man, you didn't hear no jake brakes when he went by the car. I played it in 3 different videos. One was the news, one was whatever. You know, you heard everything that guy was. If he went by with jakes at a high rate of speed, you probably would have heard at 85 miles an hour a really loud jake brake. And that's how fast he was going when he passed that guy. They already figured that out. So you didn't hear anything except just driving by. Almost like it was in neutral. They may find out he was in neutral and couldn't get it back into gear or something stupid. That which you can get it back into gear. I don't know what, like I said. I think it was maybe a neutral. You didn't hear too much, you know, he just went by. So if it comes out he was in neutral, I think that you might see I was right. Let's see, what did MSM say about the accident? They just put it up. You know, they reported on it because it happened, and I mean, you got a 5-alarm crash. You can't exactly glance over it and not show it. Plus, he did damage to the roadway. Plus, a lot of people died. You know, I mean, 4 to 7 died, and I think it was like 40 plus were injured, something like that. That's what I was told was 40. I didn't look at that number and confirm it, but for sure 4 died, and they were in 4 separate cars. They weren't just carpooling. So he hit 4 separate vehicles at least, hard enough to kill people. No official report, not yet. They're going to be, the NTSB and the FMCSA is going to pour all over it. They're going to question him, and they say he's working with them, and they're going to find out everything about the whole situation, and they're going to, you know, backwards and forwards, they're going to reconstruct everything. But the first thing they're going to do is check that truck's brake adjustment. Then they're going to look at the brake thickness. They're going to look at everything. Yeah, so bad. Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's got me doing a live about it. And man, I was gonna light my cigar. You see what I'm doing, people? I ain't even hit it. Didn't even light it at all. So that was the plan. Still got my hot wings up here. I spent so much time trying to get everything up and on there. No worries, I will get on top of it though. And then I changed that light out. Here it is. At least it's not lost. So I'm gonna have some hot wings and chill. Let's see. I think Falcon people will be okay. Yeah, if they can make it home, not lose their home, and still get to another company, I think they'll be okay. Like I said, that's delicate too. I think I'm gonna be okay. I got hot wings. Man, I'm gonna get off this thing because for real, let's see, wait. If they do something about the situation, companies want to help. Yeah, they all want. Here's the thing, if they can hire those drivers, enough of them in one bulk, they can pick up like 20 or 30 like that one guy said, they might be able to get another contract, have them haul the same thing. Start it up and call it a different company. Like if Swift did, they would maybe call it Swift Dedicated Part 4. Let's see, Ryan brother, I'm gonna go now. Sleep is needed, much love, friends. Yep. So I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm gonna tear up some hot wings, man. You know what I'm saying? I got like 8 of these things here. So JD, appreciate you showing up. We done shut this thing down, man. I didn't mean to be this long. Just took so long. Next time I'll have things set up together. They wasted some of my day with some mess. You know, supposed to be loading up my trailer. I just dropped it and just, you know, I'll be back. Had to show a break. So I want to take care of that too. Get to eating and see. Keep my eyes open for our brother stranded. Yup. And no problem. Yep. So y'all stay safe. I'll get off this thing. You can share this video, but like I said, I'm gonna delete the first part of it where I was trying to get that thing set up, and I will do that on my own time as best I can and call it a test. And I'm going to and y'all subscribe to Kid too. Kid needs about 1,000 subscribers, and you know, we're going to get all that worked out where I can do lives with more than one person and that kind of stuff, like Kid and UJD, and you know, hey Jeeper, you want to get on there too? Evidently we can have 8 people in there. I just don't know how to do that. Might need a whole different software program. Might be a hard job for me to set up on this computer, but y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing, okay? We'll talk to y'all later. I'm out. Hopefully this won't happen with the wrecks and stuff for a long time now. Yep. Thank you, Mad Jeeper. Stay safe. I'm out. Peace.